I'm Paul Majors.
And I'm Diana Pierce. Coming up on News 11, a devastating scene in Mexico tonight where more than 300 have died.
The damage done by a ruptured pipeline is still being measured and cleaned up tonight. Also this evening, 2 former defendants in the Scott County sex abuse case win a partial victory.
And the glitter of Christmas comes to 11 country. News 11 is next.
Somebody's flying your brain. You know it's Ozark.
Ozark to Florida.
Scuba-doo!
And we know what you're going to Florida. Fun! So to serve it up right, Ozark's discount fares to Florida's best resort areas. And great deals on hotels and car rentals. Florida.
For the fun of it.
America is coming home.
Almost there.
America is coming.
Where you heading?
Home. America is coming
Right on time.
to the good taste of butter. All across America, people are coming home to the pure, natural, wholesome taste of real butter. So simple, so good. America is coming home to the good taste of butter.
It's good to be home.
Jerry.
Oh, God.
That's right. Jerry, I found a great new supermarket in the Twin Cities, and I want you to spread the word.
What do you want me to tell people?
Tell them about Rainbow Foods. It has the quality of a store like Byerly's, and low prices like Cub Foods.
All right.
I think it's time everybody knew about Rainbow Foods.
So what should I say?
Tell them Rainbow Foods sells quality. I like quality. And on the prices you have it.
Thank God for Rainbow Foods.
You're welcome.
From the Twin Cities Action Center, News 11, your new choice for news. With Paul Majors, Diana Pierce, Tom Ryder on sports, and meteorologist Paul Douglas.
Good evening. Topping tonight's News 11, the aftermath of an inferno.
An inferno coupled with powerful explosions that have killed more than 300 people.
Tonight on the outskirts of Mexico City, the search for more victims goes on as the tragedy worsens. Hospitals throughout the area are overflowing, and the death toll could go as high as 500. It all began early today when a fire at a natural gas distribution center sparked a series of tremendous explosions. The blasts were so powerful, 30 acres of homes were flattened, and about 350,000 people were evacuated. There are fears tonight that the fire could spread, so the evacuations are continuing. Red Cross personnel are working frantically trying to help the homeless and meet the demand for blood and other medical supplies for the 1,500 injured.
A major jet fuel spill in New Brighton may have been caused by construction machinery striking a steel pipe and rupturing it. Cleanup crews were on the scene much of today trying to clean up the mess. More than 60,000 gallons of fuel and water have been mopped up so far. Despite those cleanup efforts, many fish in Jones Lake have died because of the pollution, and there are concerns about waterfowl in the area. Tests are also being done on soil samples to see if the fuel has contaminated New Brighton's groundwater. The pipeline is owned by Williams Pipeline Company.
Some quick thinking prevented a potentially dangerous situation at the St. Paul Seminary today. Fire crews were called to McCarthy Gym around 1:30 this afternoon after a valve broke on a chlorine tank used for the pool. The fast response was the result of quick action by the gym director who saw what happened and recognized the danger. The gym was cleared out for a while. There were no injuries, just a few cold people. The pool will reopen tomorrow. Governor Rudy Perpich has been given the final notice that controversial shipment of radioactive waste is ready to go, possibly as soon as tomorrow. This as Burlington Northern workers who will be handling the cargo step into the controversy. They want the company to allow workers to stay off the train without being punished. Dale Shornack has more on today's developments.
Demonstrators know which route the train will take when it leaves the Monticello nuclear power plant with its highly radioactive cargo. The train will likely run into protests in both Minneapolis and St. Paul.
People have told us that they're willing to risk arrest in a nonviolent blockade on the railroad tracks.
At NSP's nuclear power plant in Monticello, spent fuel rods are loaded and waiting to be moved. The power company has hired private security guards to make sure there's no trouble along the way to a disposal site in Illinois.
Don't want to see any accidents at all, any injuries, or any problems with the shipment. And we certainly are concerned for their safety. Certainly would be our intentions to make sure that that track is clear of any obstacles.
The strongest protest could still come from Wisconsin Governor Anthony Earl, who's attending a conference in Washington.
The only test applied to the proposed route for the shipment of this waste is it relatively free from threat of terrorist attack? I think that is the least of our worries along the western side of Wisconsin, frankly. I think the other two concerns, public welfare and damage to the environment, are far more important, and they haven't gotten any consideration.
Earl says he plans to file a petition with the Nuclear Regulatory Commission on December 1st, arguing that the shipments of spent fuel rods are not necessary. But the first load could begin moving down Burlington Northern tracks tomorrow morning. Dale Shornack, News 11.
3 lawsuits, 2 of them for millions of dollars, have been filed against Scott County and several county officials today. They stem from the Scott County sex abuse cases in which 25 suspects were charged, only to have those charges dropped in all but 1 case. Bernie Grace reports.
The biggest lawsuit was filed by Robert and Lois Bentz. They're seeking $100 million in damages. They're suing not only Scott County, but are going after several county officials, including the county attorney. Among other things, the Bentzes claim their civil rights have been violated. Despite being cleared of all sex abuse charges, Scott County has refused to give the Bentzes their 3 boys back. All 3 are in foster homes. Another former defendant, Charles Lollick, and his wife are suing for at least $100,000. An exact figure was not included in the suit. And Donald and Cindy Buchanan have sued for $25 million. The Buchanans claim their 3 children have been mentally abused by Scott County authorities. And whatever money they win in a lawsuit, they say, will be needed to counsel their children.
We've got to deal with the fear the kids have of being taken away from their families and not being allowed to see them anymore. We've got to be able to put that back together and convince the children that it's not going to happen again.
The Buchanans claim both the sheriff and Jordan police chief knew of the couple's innocence, but would not come forward.
Their job is also to protect the innocent. And if they felt that in their hearts that we were innocent and believed it, why didn't they stand up? Why didn't they let us? Why didn't they help us?
The Buchanans are expected to be the first of the former defendants to regain custody of all of their children. On Wednesday, their 2 little girls were expected to come home. But the Buchanans say that will mark only the start of a long, slow rebuilding process. They say since their children were taken away from them in June, they've changed both physically and emotionally. In Jordan, Bernie Grace, News 11.
And 2 former defendants in the case have won visitation rights with their children. Tom and Helen Brown were in family court today. Their 3 children were placed in foster homes months ago when their parents were charged with several counts of sexually molesting children. Those charges were dropped, and today, after meeting with lawyers and the family court judge behind closed doors, the Browns found out they'll be able to have supervised visits with their children.
I can't wait. I just can't wait to see my babies. You know, I know they're not babies, but to me they're my babies. You know, if they were 40 years old, they'll still be my babies. And I can't wait to see them. God, I just can't wait.
The Browns haven't regained their custody rights. That will be decided at another family court hearing in January. And there are reports tonight that 2 children who claimed there were murders in connection with the Scott County case have admitted they lied. Those allegations led authorities to start an investigation into possible murders, an investigation that was called off last week.
The arson murder case of Leonard Ray Daniels is expected to go to the jury tomorrow. Daniels is accused of setting fire to a St. Paul apartment. The 7-month-old daughter of Daniels' girlfriend died in that fire. Daniels says his girlfriend's family hated him and was trying to set him up. But the prosecution says Daniels set the fire so he could sue the landlord because the smoke detectors were not working. Final arguments are set for tomorrow morning. The jury should get the case in the afternoon.
More than 1,100 jobs may be in the works for downtown Minneapolis. That's if supporters of a new shopping center have their way. The center would be called the Conservatory on Nicollet, and it would be built between 8th and 9th Street. Supporters of the project have asked the city to contribute about $5 million. And they say they are sure the city could support another downtown project.
Bullish about the market and the strength that downtown Minneapolis, with Dayton's, with City Center, with Norwest Project, and with the Conservatory, we think we will have a major significant impact on the region.
If the city gives its stamp of approval, construction on the $38.7 million project could begin as soon as next fall.
Another business group is trying to raise money, but for a completely different reason. IDS American Express kicked off a food and fun drive today for the area's needy. They put in a gray box at the IDS, and they hope holiday shoppers will fill the box with canned goods and money. The need for food has increased dramatically. In 1979, about 4,500 area people, I should say, depended on projects like this. Now 21,000 people depend on such projects. Today, even Mr. Scrooge was in the spirit of giving. He was urging others to join in the holiday spirit. And Mr. Scrooge isn't the only sign that Christmas is fast approaching. The sights and sounds of Christmas could be seen and heard tonight on Nicollet Mall. The Salvation Army lit its Christmas tree downtown tonight. That kicks off the annual bell-ringing fund drive. This year, the Salvation Army hopes to raise $750,000. The money will go to buy food and clothing for the needy.
Coming up, the Mars bar scare turns out to be a hoax.
And 2 bombings frightened people in suburban Washington, D.C. Paul?
Well, Paul, weather-wise, 50 degrees is not an impossibility for later this week, and we will have an expanded travel outlook for your Thanksgiving travel plans. Tom?
Paul, the Minnesota North Stars have gone out and gotten themselves a new goalie by the trade route. He just landed moments ago at the airport, and we hope to meet Roland Melanson in a moment or two. Paul?
And later on News 11 Extra, change is in the wind at the University of Minnesota. Students may find themselves with less say in the Senate. That story and more still to come.
Panasonic introduces a new lightweight video system that's so automatic, it works by itself. The Panasonic video camera focuses by itself, adjusts for changing light by itself, even works in extreme low light all by itself. This Panasonic VHS recorder connects almost by itself and plays back a jitter-free picture in slow motion and stop motion. Put in a pre-recorded movie, and this Panasonic gives you hi-fi sound through your stereo. Sound so far superior to ordinary TV, it stands out by itself. Panasonic video systems, just slightly ahead of our time.
Brand new World Car Escorts, 1985 models, just $99 a month. Choose from over 250 Escorts at Towsley Ford Subaru, White Bear Lake.
Shop Menards for great Christmas gift ideas like these electric and kerosene heaters. For the handyman on your list, choose a portable kerosene heater. It's the practical, efficient way to keep his workshop warm. This sturdy unit radiates 12,000 BTUs of heat. It has push-button ignition and automatic shutoff. On sale now for just $49.95. For kerosene heaters at a real red-hot price. Don't miss the holiday home sale going on now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
If you're eating light, you should know that for the same 180 calories, you could have this much beef, this much fish, this much chicken, or this much Hormel ham. Because this is new light and lean ham from Hormel, trimmed extra lean to be extra light. But it doesn't taste it because it's 100% real Hormel ham. New light and lean ham from Hormel. It's ham in a whole new light.
3 people were killed and 3 are still missing following a helicopter mishap at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. The military chopper was lifting a piece of heavy artillery when it caught fire. 11 people were injured.
Topping tonight's Datelines, 2 explosions in suburban Washington. An abortion clinic and a Planned Parenthood center were both the targets of the bombings. Both occurred within 15 minutes of each other, but no groups have claimed responsibility. There were no injuries as a result of either explosion. In India, nearly 200,000 people paid tribute to the late Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. Today, she would have been her birthday. She would have been 67 years old on this day. The rally was sponsored by the government. And in Great Britain, the poison candy bar scare has turned out to be a hoax. An animal rights group has claimed it put rat poison in Mars bars to protest the company's research of tooth decay using monkeys in its experiments. Mars bars were pulled from shelves all over Great Britain, but today the group said the whole thing was just a hoax.
And Paul Douglas joins us tonight. I must say, today's weather, sunshiny, was really nice. It's a little cold, but
But as long as
really
the sun is out, that's right, subliminally somehow it feels more acceptable, even if the wind chill is still below 0. But if I appear concerned and perplexed this evening, it's because we have a big holiday, Thanksgiving. More people travel on Thanksgiving than any other holiday of the year. And we all know Murphy's second law states that storms given a choice actually prefer to come on holidays, especially Thanksgiving. We've had some whoppers in the past, but no big weather headaches in store this week. It looks like a relatively mild, uneventful week. Good news if you've been procrastinating, slapping on the old snow tires. And good news for the dome, too. It was only 3 years ago today that a 10-inch heavy wet snowfall caused the dome to deflate. It was a mess. It took a week for them to get the dome back to shape. If you're a skier, your spirits may be deflating. Last November, over 30 inches of snow. This November, 3/10 of an inch of snow. The least snowfall ever, according to Bruce Watson, 1/10 of an inch back in 1973. Thankfully, no big trouble spots in store weather-wise for the next couple of days weather-wise. There will be some snow tomorrow from Montana to Colorado. And by Wednesday, that'll be spreading eastward across the Rockies and the Plateau. Wet roads possible Wednesday from Denver northward to Rapid City, but dry all across the upper Midwest. If you're going to be any traveling on Wednesday, the weather should cooperate. Now, Thursday, there is a pretty good chance of some showers breaking out late in the day. And if the precipitation were to come in soon enough, Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, it could be mixed with a little bit of freezing rain or ice in extreme northeastern Minnesota. It may be cold enough for a few flurries, too, over the Dakotas, but basically wet roads forecast from late Thursday into Friday. Again, we haven't had much snow. According to Bruce Watson, there is about a 50-50 chance of a white Thanksgiving on any given year. This Thanksgiving will not be white. It'll be wet. Earlier today in our backyard, bright but anemic sunshine, a high of 29 after a low of 16. No precipitation. Sunrise tomorrow at 7:16. In the backyard now, it's clear and 21, a northeast wind at 6 miles an hour. The dew point right now stands at about 2. The wind chill 14, the humidity a lip-chapping 49, and the pressure 30/56. It's very high, and it's still rising. 42 was the high today in New York City, 85 balmy degrees in Orlando, Florida, 36 in Chicago, 45 in Dallas, and 49 in Denver. The core of this chilly Nanook air mass is going to remain well to our north all this week. Last hour, 5 in Hibbing, 8 International Falls, 20 in the Twin Cities, 30 degrees in St. Louis. Light snow continuing to fall across much of northern Michigan. Snowing at the rate of 1 to 3 inches an hour in Marquette, where they had 2 inches of snow on the ground as of last hour. But it's dry all across the upper Midwest. Here is the Arctic high responsible for today's Arctic sunshine. It's drifting southeastward, producing lake-effect snows over the Great Lakes and our harsh northeasterly wind. Thankfully, as that high moves across the Great Lakes states, we will enjoy a warm-up right through Wednesday. This is the storm that could arrive with some rain showers here by late Thursday. Coming up, the 11 Outlook. I think you'll like it.
You have a mission to accomplish. You need the right attitude, the right tools, the right materials. You need the right stuff. Where do you get it? Knox. All the right stuff at the right prices.
Aluminum scoop shovels on sale for $11.99.
Look closely. This is a new liquid detergent, one that really pours it on. New Liquid Tide. That's right, Liquid Tide. On some of the toughest dried-in stains like mud, grass, and blood, Liquid Tide cleans better than the leading liquids. Let me show you. I'll wash these really dirty cotton shirts, one with a leading liquid, the other with new Liquid Tide. The Tide shirt's cleaner, but maybe you don't use that liquid. So let's wash this one again with a second liquid and leave the Tide shirt alone. See, the Tide shirt still looks cleaner. Let's keep going. Same shirt and a third liquid against Tide's one wash. On grass and look, on mud, after 3 washes, the Tide shirt's still cleaner. On some of the toughest stains, new Liquid Tide outclean the others 1, 2, 3 washes to 1. So compared side by side, nothing cleaned like Liquid Tide. And you just saw it.
The Twin City Chevy dealers, the 50-year leader in truck sales, make an early move for 85 truck leadership. With 1,000 trucks to move during November, we're sharpening our pencils like never before. Take this S10 pickup, below 82 prices, at only $62.85. Take any model, you name it, we're listening. Name your price, we're listening. 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, Blazers, full size, compact size, any size. Remember, 1,000 to move in November. Truck leadership deals only at Twin City Chevy dealers.
There have been about 4 Novembers since 1870 where we've only had a trace of snow during the month of November. So this is unusual, but it's not unprecedented, and eventually our luck has to run out. But not tomorrow. The map tomorrow will show lots of sunshine over the upper Midwest, an eastbound cold front producing snow and rain over the Rockies, and that is the front, which could arrive here with a few showers by late Thursday. But for tonight, clear and frosty, 9 to 14. Tomorrow, sunshine through high clouds, a high of about 33. It'll warm up as the week goes on. 47 degrees by Thursday, a chance of showers late Thursday into Friday, and Saturday clearing out with a high of 42 degrees. The latest computers indicate that the showers might not arrive till late Thursday. We could be able to salvage a good chunk of Turkey Day. I hope Mother Nature won't make a turkey out of me, Paul and Anna, but right now we're looking pretty good.
Well, I'll tell you, a shower on Thursday wouldn't be bad. Then I wouldn't feel guilty about eating 5 or 6 times my body weight and snoozing on the couch all day.
There's always a good excuse for that, right?
You bet. Thanks, Paul.
Good night.
Coming up, East meets West in the classroom, and we'll meet a very special teacher. Stay with us.
Introduces a new lightweight video system that's so automatic it works by itself. The camera focuses by itself. It even records in low light all by itself. This Panasonic VHS recorder connects almost by itself and plays back with special effects. This Panasonic through your stereo creates hi-fi sound that stands out by itself. Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
We're not there yet. We're not? I don't understand. No, they didn't choose this bank for solutions they can get across the street. Gotta keep working.
At the business banks, we don't give you pat answers. We keep looking until we find the creative solution that's tailored to your business. In fact, there's only one place where you can expect creative solutions. The First Banks. We are the business banks, where your business belongs.
This is our sporty Mazda B2000 SE5. This is Toyota's lowest price truck. This is Nissan's lowest price truck. At $59.95, our sporty Mazda SE5 is priced like one of their base trucks, but comes standard with things they don't. Like radials with spoker wheels, rear step bumper, dual sport mirrors, and sporty stripes. It also comes with a 5-speed standard. Mazda SE5, a sporty truck priced like one of their base trucks. Get a lot of value at your Twin Cities Mazda dealer today.
America is coming home. Almost there. America is coming home. We're heading home. America is coming right on time to the good taste of butter.
All across America, people are coming home to the pure, natural, wholesome taste of real butter. So simple, so good.
America is coming home to the good taste of butter.
It's good to be home.
A team of Chinese teachers is learning a few things here in the Twin Cities. The delegation of educators visited Ann Watton Junior High School today to see how their American counterparts teach art and music. They also stopped at 4 schools in Minneapolis and will also visit schools in Boston, San Francisco, and several other cities. American teaching teams plan similar trips to China over the next 3 years. There are 6 teachers in Minnesota who make up quite a team of their own, and you're about to meet one of them.
David Bengtson is one of 6 finalists for the Minnesota Education Association's Teacher of the Year. And as part of our salute to schools this month, reporter Andrea Shane went to Long Prairie High School to meet him.
Tasteless music, cookies, coffee, and plaid. The 4 prerequisites to the Thermos Writers Club. David Bengtson will be the first to admit that it is a bit goofy, but it breaks up the week, and it keeps his students interested. You think this is weird? Bengtson's favorite teacher used to be even more strange. Among other things, the man who taught Bengtson used to run across the classroom radiators.
He had a picture of his mother on a map, and from time to time he'd pull the map down and talk to his mother, who lived in Iowa or something. And I've always remembered that, and remembered that I enjoyed the fact that he wasn't confined to the front of his classroom, that he was willing to do some crazy things and maybe be a little entertaining from time to time.
There is also a time to be serious.
Then we're going to have to... And I'm going to ask you to write 3 letters of request and 3 letters of complaint, and the personas will change.
By creating a balance between humor and seriousness, students respond to him and his lessons.
he makes the kids, in a way, want to go to school because he understands. He doesn't hide his opinions, and he doesn't put down ours either.
They're going through such incredible changes, you know, all the time that I don't think they always want to be treated as kids. I think they want to be treated with respect, and I think I have to do that.
In return, Bengtson says he gets a magical feeling at times. It can come from something as simple as a student understanding, doing more than he was asked, or maybe it's just a smile. But Bengtson says it's enough at times to give him chills.
I'm real serious about what I do when it comes to teaching. Maybe as a result of that, there's a certain rapport that they can feel with me.
That's why David Bengtson of Long Prairie High School made the News 11 Teachers Honor Roll. Andrea Shane, News 11.
Again, congratulations. Coming up, two very special high school athletes.
And the pro athlete the North Stars are bringing in to help take care of their net. We'll have an exclusive live interview when we come right back with Tom Ryder in the sports.
Panasonic is about to amaze you. Watch. Amazing, isn't it? Now, whether you prefer shaving wet or dry, the Panasonic Wet-Dry Rechargeable will make shaving close, clean, and comfortable.
And now there's a wet-dry shaver for women, too.
When a company gets bigger, it experiences growing pains. The pain of throwing out communications equipment that's suddenly obsolete. The pain of buying new equipment to replace it. Fortunately, there is Centron, the only communication system you'll ever need, because Centron service will grow as you grow, simply, inexpensively.
Hello, George.
Centron Communication System. Growth without the growing pains. Centron, from Northwestern Bell.
Do you have this common problem with your HMO?
I'm sorry. Your contract says you can't change clinics until next year.
But this one's closer.
Well, now, we should have thought of that when we signed up for our clinic, shouldn't we?
The Solution Physicians Health Plan. We let you change offices anytime for any reason.
Hey, I wanted to change offices, so I changed offices. Nobody tells me what to do.
Physicians Health Plan. All the benefits of an HMO, plus freedom of choice.
Well, to change things around, first the North Stars brought in a new coach, and now they have brought in a new goalie.
I think it's a major change, really. This on paper, this looks to be one heck of a deal, but the North Stars made a move today in an effort to turn things around, and it looks like a pretty good move as well, as I just said, on paper. Now, the Stars traded their first-round draft choice in the upcoming draft for goaltender Roland Melanson of the New York Islanders. Melanson arrived in the Twin Cities just moments ago. Let's go live now to our Jeff Passolt at the Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport. Jeff.
All right, Tom. Well, the North Stars had to do something. Donnie Beaupre out of the lineup for 5 more games with that stick-swinging suspension. Joe Malash, the only veteran goalie they had in camp, so they acquired this fella right here, 24-year-old Roland Melanson. First of all, welcome to the Twin Cities. Were you surprised at all by the trade?
It's not like it was something that's totally unexpected. You know, it's something that's been, I guess, in the back of everybody's minds for a while, almost since last year, that we didn't think we'd go through the year last year with 3 goaltenders, and then this year the way we went again, you know, with 3 goaltenders. So I think Bill Torrey had to make some kind of move, and it was a difficult situation back in New York, but I'm very happy to be here.
Let's take a look at your career record. 80 wins, 38 losses, and 12 ties overall, I believe it is. Last season you were 20, 11-2, and this season so far 3-3-0. You looking forward to playing for the North Stars?
It's definitely a great challenge for me. I'm really looking forward to it, and you know, I think there's a lot of potential in this hockey club with Minnesota, and hopefully whatever ingredients it takes to go a long way in the playoffs, and hopefully winning a Stanley Cup, that'd be an excitement to fulfill, I'm sure.
Again, welcome to the Twin Cities. Thanks for being with us.
You're welcome.
Tom, as we head back to you, just want to paraphrase what Glenn Sonmore told me. He said he doesn't think that the North Stars can keep 3 goaltenders all season long, so maybe Joey Malash or Donnie Beaupre could be wearing a different NHL uniform come season's end.
What the heck is going to make everything that much more interesting? Tell him welcome to the Twin Cities.
Will do.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. And the new goalie is in town. It is a light night in the National Hockey League this evening. Let's go to the scoreboard and check him out, if you will. we have Toronto over Montreal, and in the first period, L.A. is leading Calgary 1-0. And now let's meet our News 11 Sports Athletes of the Week. Here's Randy Shaver.
Armstrong's Kim Stockman saved her best game for last Saturday. Watch the junior spiker have this kill blocked, only to regroup with a nice set and score. She was also aggressive on the serving line. Watch how hard she hits the ball. Kim was 16 for 16 on the day against Duluth East, taking the advice of her coach.
He told me to quit popcorning them in and start hitting them hard, so I had to listen to him, so I started doing that, and it seemed to go my way.
That was one of Kim's finest hours. There's no doubt about it. From the spikes to the back row, the passes, the serving, I think she demonstrated some excellence in all areas.
Meet Brent Larson of Stillwater. Larson is 6'2", 215 pounds, one of the best offensive linemen in the state, and a big reason why Stillwater is still practicing. Last Thursday night, Stillwater ran to the right side, Brent's side, practically all night. Big number 65 was opening the holes. Some went for small yardage, but others, like this play, went for big yardage and 6 points. Stillwater scored 4 of their 5 touchdowns running to the right side. Running through holes Brent Larson helped open up. And because of Brent's hard work, Stillwater is heading to the Dome on Saturday. He describes himself, short and sweet, as a lineman.
Well, I'd say my quickness, and I stay low, and I just drive as hard as I can and get my head on the side, on the play side, and just work hard.
He's our captain, and at the beginning of the year, he tore a cartilage in his knee, and he had arthroscopic surgery, and he missed 1 game. And that tells you a little bit about the type of kid that he is.
Brent Larson of Stillwater and Kim Stockman of Armstrong, our News 11 Sports Athletes of the Week. Randy Shaver, News 11 Sports.
All right, let's go to the latest UPI college football poll. Check them out. Brigham Young, by default, I guess, #1. And then you see Oklahoma State, Oklahoma. Then let's go to the bottom group now in that top 10. Ohio State is 6. Wisconsin has jumped in to the top 20. So nice going to the Wisconsin Badgers.
Yeah, good job by them. Thanks, Tom. Next on News 11 Extra, a power struggle on campus.
Students are afraid of losing some of their say. We'll tell you why when we come back.
Panasonic introduces a new lightweight video system that's so automatic it works by itself. The camera focuses by itself. It even records in low light all by itself. This Panasonic VHS recorder connects almost by itself and plays back with special effects. This Panasonic through your stereo creates hi-fi sound that stands out by itself. Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
An important message for seafood lovers. Don't stop at Red Lobster.
Don't stop?
Announcing the all-you-can-eat special. For a limited time, there's no limit on oceans of clam strips, fried or broiled fish, and everybody's favorite popcorn shrimp, served with all the trimmings. All you can eat at Red Lobster, only $6.95. Once it starts, you won't stop.
I'll say.
All you can eat, $6.95 every Sunday through Thursday.
Red Lobster for the seafood lover in you.
If everybody in your life was healthy all the time, you'd never have to worry. But people do have problems. Health problems. Emotional problems. So where do you turn? Now there's Medformation. When you have a health question or want to find a doctor or just need a little help staying healthy, call 874-4444 for Medformation, one of the loving arms of Abbott Northwestern Hospital.
Been waiting for a smart-looking, great-cooking microwave that also saves counter space? It's here, the Litton Air Generation 2. The nicest of features is just the beginning. The Litton Air's meal-in-one cooking system has been awarded the American Culinary Federation seal of approval. And besides saving counter space, the Litton Air has been carefully engineered to install quickly and easily in the standard opening above your range.
Tonight on News 11 Extra, a tug-of-war for power. University of Minnesota faculty and students are at the heart of the battle. And as Mary Stuckey reports, students are afraid losing their power could mark the end of an era.
During anti-war protests like this one, University of Minnesota students found a stronger voice. They demanded more participation in university government at a time when the Vietnam War was as likely a topic as faculty tenure. Today, some students say the influence they gained in the 60s and 70s could be eroded. University faculty say they're just trying to get back power they've lost to students.
That the faculty at the University of Minnesota does not have a legislative body in which the voice, clear and undiluted, of the faculty can be heard. That's not true of students.
Why should students be the victims of faculty frustration? At issue, the University Senate, the largest governing body at the University of Minnesota. The U Senate has 240 members. The proposal is to cut the number of students from 88 to 5. The Senate decides issues like faculty tenure, research policy, a sexual harassment code, and financial aid. John Turner says there are too many students in the U Senate.
A lot of times, they don't have the experience to deal with these problems. As a matter of fact, in the University Senate, their membership is unstable, their attendance record is very poor, and most of the time they don't speak or participate.
After 10, 15 years of university professorship, they should be able to contribute more substantively to the discussions. But to say that students do not have something to put into the system because we're only here for 4 or 5 years does not make sense. But do these students really care if they're represented in the U Senate?
Well, I guess I haven't really examined the problem that thoroughly.
The faculty makes the rules, and they're on the Senate, and we're not there. I don't know. I think we pay the money. We should be able to be there with them.
If it's ours, too, it's our school, too, and I think we should be able to have our own voice still.
Student leaders circulated petitions against the proposed cut in student representation. In 3 days, they collected 5,000 signatures. 46,000 students attend the Twin Cities campus. Students say they'll keep up the lobbying effort, even though observers expect that the number of students on the U Senate will not be cut. That decision will be made for sure in February. Mary Stuckey, News 11, the University of Minnesota.
And when that decision is made, we'll bring you up to date.
Clear skies tonight, a low of 10 degrees by morning, mostly sunny, and 33 tomorrow. 40-degree temperatures Wednesday and Thursday, maybe some showers late Thanksgiving Day. Tom?
All right, Paul, Andre Harris of the Gophers is the UPI Midwest Player of the Week for defense in college football. No Gophers, though, made the UPI All-Big Ten team.
Next year.
Next year. You betcha next year.
That'll do it for us. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Good night.
You, Bessie, but I tried those cookies at the store that are like homemade. And there's one chocolate chip cookie that bears a strong resemblance to yours. Oh? Yours are crispy on the outside, moist and chewy on the inside, and loaded with chocolate chips. So is the one called Grandma's, but yours are still better. Why? Silly, yours are homemade, aren't they?
Grandma's rich and chewy brand chocolate chip cookies. You just can't get closer to homemade than Grandma's.
Now Black & Decker's got this great car scrubber. It really scrubs your car from the vinyl to the rubber. Gets your white walls whiter and your chrome so clean. You plug it in the lighter, it's the boss machine. It's another partner product Black & Decker's got. When you're finished with your car, you can use it on your yacht. Scrub car scrubber.
Car scrubber from Black & Decker.
What does it take to excel?
I know the deadline. You'll get it tomorrow.
It takes speed, reliability, economy. It takes express mail next day service from the post office. Our 2-pound pack is just $9.35 overnight, and we deliver over 95,000 packages on time every day.
Yes, we got them. Oh, and Jerry, thanks.
Express mail service. We deliver excellence for less.
together in the cities that we share. News 11, let's all be there.
These are Texas Steer boots from Kmart. One of the best-selling leather boots in America. Good-fitting boots that have it all. Lasting full-grain leather uppers, insulated to well below zero. Tempered steel shank for extra support. Padded collar for comfort. Oil-resistant outer sole. And Goodyear welt construction. Now on sale for just $25. Texas Steer. Branded with value. Only at Kmart.
Watch closely. Here comes Fujifilm. With color pictures so true to life, it's a real breakthrough. Fuji HR Films. Fuji's advanced technology has developed a higher resolution film than we've ever had before. So we give you sharper pictures with truer color than ever before. Get extraordinary Fuji films and get the true picture. Now get up to $3 off Fuji film, and with the money you save, you can buy our famous Fuji blimp.
This place gives me the creeps. It's so new and shiny. You accept credit cards? Yes, sir. You give cash discounts? Yes, sir. Disgusting.
How long for an express loop, Shorty?
About 15 minutes, sir.
Got anything longer?
Did people buy that stuff? Oh, yes, sir. Mobile Super Unleaded gives better performance for the tire octane.
Oh, yes, sir. Mobile Super Unleaded. It was so modern and efficient.
I'm depressed.
Red Lobster presents The Platters.
Oh, yes, it's the holiday season.
And when the Platters throw a party,
We put out the party platters from Red Lobster.
They got shrimp. They got crab.
and each biteful is delightful.
Just pick up the phone.
An hour later, take one home.
Party Platters to go from Red Lobster.
What's the party without the platters?
Red Lobster for the party lover in you.